Hello and welcome back to Better Than Yesterday. My name is Daniel Hammond and I'm joined by my good friend Michael. Today we'll be talking about the topic in pursuit of purpose, and we're just going to be having a fruitful conversation around that point. Michael, how's it been, man? It's been a week. How did your week go, man?
Wonderful, man. Yeah, always good to be back on an episode of Better Than Yesterday. Had a great week, man. Just doing university, all the same things as usual, man. And how's yours?
Yeah, no, it was good, bro. University was great. We started having more face-to-face lectures. We had a 3 hour session on Thursday, which was quite long. We were doing some
Wonderful, man.
practical calculations in our valuation course. And then, yeah, I went to the library this week, got some books that I'm gonna start reading. And yeah, it was a good week, bro. Really
Good to hear, man. Good
productive.
to hear.
I did some, yeah, thanks, man. Did some great workouts, had some lekker conversations with friends, and yeah, I'm just grateful for a good week, man.
Wonderful to hear, brother. Yeah, I think that last conversation we had in the previous episode was such an awesome one here. The topic of self-improvement for young men, how they can get started and that kind of stuff. And those videos and podcasts have been doing well. So yeah, man, that was a really cool topic. But excited to talk about what we are here for today, man, which is an interesting one, I think, in pursuit of purpose. That's like the title we've come up with. But
Yeah,
basically, it's going to be two guys talking about like what our thoughts are on purpose, where we find our purpose. And I think, a good thing that you're talking about just now, man, I think purpose is one of those things that like it's never always defined. So it's something that you're constantly searching for, and it's adapting, it's changing. But it's an extremely important thing if you know what your purpose is and you are working on that. I think that's when your life is really going in the right direction. So it's a very important topic. I think that's why we're talking about it today, man.
yeah, definitely, bro. Purpose is what gets you out of the bed every morning and what makes you happy to just wake up and go and do what you have to do. So it's something that drives you, man. It's really good. And I must say that for me, I find my purpose in religion as a Christian, because as a Christian, you have to live a good life. You have to set an example to the world. You have
Amen.
to kind of be the light in the darkness, always try and be hopeful and positive. And that's
Amen.
what you have to think about every morning when you wake up. You're like, what difference am I going to make today? Am I going to be a good person and just smile and wave, greet a random person today, and just live a life where they can see this person isn't someone who's in the world who doesn't have a relationship with God, but this person is different and what makes him different. And that might intrigue them to just ask you a question about why you have this different vibe, and
Yeah,
then you can start telling them about God. So it's not always about going out and telling someone, hey, do you know Jesus, and let me tell you about him, I think you should give your life to him. It's about living in such a manner that people wonder why this guy has this difference, and then they'll
sure.
start asking you questions, and that gets you to be able to um yeah, gain people from for the kingdom of God.
Beautiful stuff, man. Yeah, I think being filled with the joy and the peace and purpose that God gives you. I mean, for myself as well, obviously, I think we're both Christian, and it's the most amazing thing, man. It is just this blessing that gives you a purpose, and I think we'll definitely get into that, man. But I wanted to ask you, so like in terms of you speaking about this, and this is what gives you purpose. This is what gives you a way forward and on how to live your life every day. But how did you go about finding Christianity? Like, how did you come about your faith? And because you're saying that gives you purpose, but how do you go about it in terms of finding that in the first place, man?
Okay. Yeah, so I was in the lucky or in a fortunate position where I saw Christianity in my household. So obviously I grew up in the Christian way because my parents were Christians and they always took me to church. They talked about having a relationship with God. We prayed before we ate. We we prayed at nighttime, and just in that sense, I saw what Christianity is. So I kind of grew up in it. So in that way, I didn't really find it, but it's like it found me, because obviously my
Mm,
parents were Christians. So, but I did make a decision to obviously allow and open out my heart for Jesus to come live in my heart. So yeah, I don't really know how to explain or put it to words, but it's
mm.
basically the one day at school we were having this what I don't know what's it called, like on Wednesdays. Remember when we had to like come together, all of the school, and we had assembly, and
Okay,
we started
okay.
worshiping, and they talked about this type of thing, and that's where I gave my life to God.
Wonderful,
So
man.
yeah, that's basically it. And how did you come to it, man?
Yeah, so I think we have a similar story in terms of being raised in a household that celebrated and worshiped God. So yeah, man, I had that influence in my life from
Mhm.
the start. But yeah, always that moment of coming to it for yourself. And I think yeah, that also happened for me just one day at home when I realized, okay, I'm professing faith, like I believe in this God, but I haven't actually like committed to him yet. And but as soon as I did, I think that was
Mhm.
I was around like 12 years old. But after that, once I knew in my head and in my heart that I'd given my life to God, like you say, it does give you this sense of purpose because well, that's one thing that Christianity and having a faith in God provides is it gives you like a blueprint of how to live your life. Our goal every day is to
Yeah,
try to live a life that is as Christ-like and close to how Christ lived as we can possibly do that. And we're never going to be able to achieve that mark. We can't be perfect and sinless, but it gives us a blueprint of how we should live our lives. And it also gives us
yeah,
purpose in terms of worshiping God, like getting a stronger relationship with him, like you said, bringing others to Christ, like furthering the kingdom. That all adds to like your purpose. So I think having a faith
yeah,
is one of the most like beautiful and like amazing things, and it's the biggest blessing I must say in my life, man. So I would definitely recommend for
yeah.
anyone who has that kind of like has any kind of impact influence like that in their life right now. I don't know if you don't know what your experience has been with Christianity and with faith so far, but I think push into that, and pursue that because there's just so much freedom as well actually here that we get from Jesus. So it's a beautiful
Definitely.
thing, man. But I want to get into another thing, man. So we talked about faith and how that gives us purpose. But obviously, both of us right now are students, amen, studying in our second
Hmm.
years. And I think career also plays a big role here in your purpose. A lot of people,
It
I think we're
definitely
going to
does.
talk about like a little bit later, you know, the reason behind like, why you strive to have a purpose. And because I think what we're saying is like when you are on your deathbed later on in life, like what are you going to look back and what's going to make you feel like, oh, I lived a good life, like I achieved everything I wanted to achieve. So that's sort of like the end goal of what we're talking about, amen. But what role do you think career plays in finding your purpose and having a purpose, man?
Yeah, definitely. Before I get into that, bro, I just wanted to add with Christianity. So like being a Christian means that you're accountable to God. So there's someone bigger that you're accountable to. And that in that sense, you have to live your life a certain way, or we're obligated to live life in a manner which we try and live like Jesus and try and be like him.
Amen.
So in that way, that that gives you the purpose in getting up in the morning and living such a life. So you know that you aren't allowed to do certain things because it's sinful. And in that sense, like you said, the blueprint. So you have to live in a certain type of way. So it's like you're not lost trying to figure out how I'm supposed to live, because you have those set of rules that you supposed to live in, and you have certain things that you're supposed to do and strive towards. And
It's
then,
good, man.
yeah, getting into career, that's really an important part of your life, because obviously 9 to 5, it's like you most of your day or you base your day around your career or your school. So it takes up the
Exactly.
majority of your time. Therefore, it's really an important thing. It takes about like a, a quarter of your day, even more than that. So therefore, it's important to choose something that you're going to be happy about, and that's not going to drain you since it
Sure.
takes up so much of your time. So yeah, it's definitely an important aspect of purpose, because in your career, like you said, am I proud of being a teacher? Am I proud of being a welder? Am I proud of being an accountant? Is that what I
Sure.
wanted to do? Do I feel that I've done the most and I'm doing the most in being that, or should I do something else because I feel like I'll make a better impact in that sense? So it's definitely something that you have to value. So that's also
Yeah, man.
like a point that I had. What are your values in life? Are you aware of the values that you have? Is there values that you need to change because it actually has a negative impact on your life? And do you have positive values that's making you a better person, that's making you a happier, more joyful, more impactful person? So that's like really, really important.
Mm.
So if I'm going to be a teacher, am I supposed to be a teacher? Am I going to be, can I teach? Am I going to, lay a good foundation in this child's life so that they will be able to one day lay a better foundation in someone else's life? Or am I going to break them down because I don't really know how to teach and I don't have such a love for children? Because
Mm.
obviously you can value teaching, but can can you be valuable in teaching?
Mm.
So
Mm.
yeah, what are your thoughts
Yeah,
on careers? Yeah.
sure, man. Very, very good points there, man. Interesting to hear you talking about it. Yeah, so I think career plays a big role, man. I think a lot of people, when you ask and you look at the world around you, everyone is so career focused. Everyone's thinking like, oh, how can I rise my way up in this 9 to 5 that I'm working, whether it's in sales, whether it's in something else. I think everyone's on this sort of like grind. It's like your daily grind that you have to, stick to. And career plays a massive role in that. Everyone's in the pursuit of, making a way of a living, just trying to get by, but your career is what gets you that. So like you say, I think it's something that you have to enjoy. You can, like you say, you can, we're using that example of a teacher. So like you say, you can go and be a teacher just because you think it's going to pay me enough money to do what I need to do. But if you don't do something that you enjoy, I think, yeah, like you've only got yourself to blame for that. And you're going to, when, as we spoke about there, like when you look back on your life later on, you're going to regret it. I think that's just common sense. So you've got to pursue something that, will make you happy in the long term. I think that's almost more important than just making money. It really is, man. So, and you can pursue a few different things. So like, for example, what I'm doing in my life right now. So right now I'm studying software engineering at university, and that is what I plan to go into at some point, for a while, is working in the industry of information technology, developing software and that kind of stuff, because that's something that I do really enjoy. I had it for a few years in school, and it's something that I'm keen to like pursue further and spend a few years working in that industry. But when I think about purpose for my own life, I think the biggest thing for me is, am I making an impact on the people around me? I think that's what really gives me purpose. We spoke about like our faith and that kind of stuff, and but I think what really gives me a sense of purpose and like what makes me happy and excited, is making a change, in the world around me, making an impact. And I think I can use IT and software engineering for the benefit of that as a tool, to push that further, to make an impact, whether it's developing an app or a website one day for a business that I create that pushes people further. So, whether that be with Better Than Yesterday, going further, so I think there's a lot of ways that you can use that kind of thing. So you've got to look at your career as a tool to achieve those things that you want in life too, so that you will be happy, excited, about what you're doing, man. So that's sort of how I see it. And that's sort of the way I'm pursuing it in my own life right now, man.
Yeah, I get you, bro. So it's definitely something that you're passionate about, which also comes into play. Like you're definitely passionate about software engineering and you enjoy it, and it's something that makes your day better because you're probably excited to go in the mornings to go to class. Obviously classes are boring sometimes, but you're
Yeah.
excited to learn more about it. You want to know the deeper contents
Yeah.
behind software engineering, and that's why you're pursuing it, because you're gonna get in, like, as the years go by, next year you're gonna get into more detail and learn more about it. So
Yeah, man.
that's important as well. So that's a question that I want to like ask you guys. It's that, what are your passions? What do you spend your
Hmm.
time on besides study, school, friends? Like, what's deeper something to you? Do you spend that time with yourself and ask yourself this type of questions? These type of questions when you're just sitting on your bed or on the couch, not even like distracted by your phone, but you're just by yourself and you're asking yourself these deeper type of questions. I think that's also really important because
It's a
that's
good
how you get
practice.
to know yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just really find out what your mind is thinking
Hmm.
besides being influenced by social media. Because obviously you can ask those questions to yourself while you're sitting on your phone, but then something on your phone is going to influence that thought. So it needs to be a totally sober thought coming out of your
Hmm.
mind where all distractions is gone. That's
It's
really
good, man.
important.
It's good.
And yeah, so purpose is also not a fixed thing. So when you're striving towards purpose as a person, and obviously we're also still trying to figure it out. We're really young, man.
For
And
sure.
we've been on this self-improvement journey for like 2 3 years now. So
Hmm.
we're kind of new to this, and that's like also the point of our page, is to take you through our journey in
Exactly.
all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
So it's not, so purpose is not something fixed or one definite goal that you go towards. It changes as you grow older. So for example, our purpose could have been getting good grades in school to be able to go to university, and now we're in university and now we're trying to study what we're passionate or what we love. And then after that you go into your career, and then your purpose can later on be around your children. So
Yeah.
it's not like it changes all the time, so it's really flexible. So therefore it's important to, and that it comes with goals as well, that the goals that you set now is kind of your purpose as well, because that's what you're working towards, what your life is based around.
Amen.
And that's why that's why it's important to have good, like, short-term goals and long-term goals. And in that sense, it's going to drive you every morning, because your short-term goals might, like, for us, we're bulking now, so it's to get a bigger body in the next 3 months, and then after
Yeah.
that it's going to change again. So therefore we'll be pursuing something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's good, man.
It's
Um,
really a good topic. Yeah.
yeah, so what I wanted to say on that, I think, like you're saying, I think the third sort of aspect of it is like your passions, hey, man. And that can be found in
Mhm.
perhaps like something involved with faith. It can be involved in your career. Like we said, you want to have a career that you're very passionate about, but it can even be other things, like that fill up your
Mhm.
life, because those are probably, like you said, your work takes up like a quarter of your day. Maybe you spend like a few hours a day as well, like involved in your faith and your religion, everything, but you still have more time after that. And what are you filling that time up with, like you said, man? And that can be your hobbies, your passions, these kind of things also play a big role. I think this, that's what this page is almost for us. This is a passion project that Daniel and I have started because we're passionate about self-improvement, better than yesterday, the impact that it had on our lives. And we want to, show that to the world and hopefully make an impact, like we said as well, which is part of our purpose as well, is making a positive impact on the world around us. So that's sort of what this page is about, but it can can be, you know, and I think even for myself, like I enjoy reading these days, like you say, we're going to the gym, learning about philosophy, all these kind of things, you know, that adds also a sense of like purpose to your life, because you're seeking out knowledge, you're seeking out fitness, you know, so these things also add purpose to your life. So like you say, I think it's important to fill your time with things that make you happy, man, that make you smile, you know, that are going to push you further and further every day. So it's beautiful stuff, man. Yeah, I think that's sort of like everything we've wanted to talk about. But I think it's just so there's so much to say, you know, like we said. I mean, we don't have all the answers. It's really just a conversation that we're having. But yeah, we by no means have all the answers. But yeah, I wanted to say as well, like that thing of like, so a question to you, like when you are looking back, let's say 70, 75 years old, Daniel Hammond, he's looking back on his life that he's just lived. Like, what do you think will, what do you think are the achievements that you can achieve, or things that you can do that will make you look back on your life and be like, this is what I wanted. Like, you know, I'm fulfilled. I lived a good life. I've achieved everything I wanted to achieve. You know, what is that for you, man?
Yo, bro, that's a really good question. So when I look back on life once that age, bro, I wanna be able to have to be happy, and I want to be able to be a person that made an impact on other people's life, improved their lives, worked in my community and made a real difference, changed the way people in my community see life, and just let them be happier people. I wanna
Wow.
be a guy that is known for building up other people instead of breaking them down, taking other people and like children and making them successful, making them be able to make a difference in their life. So the type of legacy that I want to leave a legacy behind in which I mentored a lot of other people to be able to have sort of the same type of mindset that I have, and be able to do good in other people's lives and just help them to be more positive, to be happier in themselves, to take pride in their lives, bro. And that's definitely something that I want to pursue in the future, is life coaching, because I want to coach people on how they can change their ways. For example, if I if I'm in that position one day to be able to go to a family who's less fortunate and take that child, mentor him, pay for his schooling, help him to and pay for things that he's passionate about. Maybe he wants to play soccer, maybe he loves chess, or he likes books. Then I want to be able to buy that books and take him through that journey, and not just at like a one-time thing. Like I want to be part of his life and take him to the point where he's 21 years old. He's set, like he studied well, he chose his career, and then still walk a journey with him. And that's what I want
Wow,
to do
man.
with a couple of people. And that's why the self-improvement, that's why I'm so excited about it, because now I might be spending time on myself, improving myself, but that's only because I want to be the best version of myself, and I want to have that type of resources in terms of money to be able to then expand
Give
on
back.
just not improving myself anymore, and then starting to give back to the community. You can start in your family, and then you can just expand it, and it just gets bigger and bigger.
Wow, man.
So therefore it's important to realize and take responsibility for your life, so that you can then get to the point where you're in such a good position mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, where you're going to make an impact on people around you for them to get to that position. And then it's just going to be like that snowball effect, and it's just going to expand and expand and expand and get bigger, and then make a difference in the world. That's
Wonderful, man.
basically the
Awesome, man.
what needs to be behind my name one day, bro.
Some
People will
beautiful
talk
thoughts
about.
there, man. Some beautiful thoughts there,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Sure, that's beautiful, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sort of the video from us. I think you guys must definitely let us know what your thoughts are on purpose. I think it's an open-ended one. So yeah, just let us know like what your thoughts are on everything we've been saying. And yeah, I think this is another thing that we can return to maybe in the future. But I think we'll end it there for today, man. Really
Yeah.
enjoyed hearing everything you had to say there, man.
Awesome, man.
And yeah, excited to see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully you guys will leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. And we're always going to be here posting
Mhm.
at least once a week. Go follow us on Instagram as well, because we're posting content every day to motivate you guys, to push you guys forward to be better than you were yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. Enjoy it, guys, and be sure to reach out to us. We'll always try and help you in anything or any question that you have. And even if we don't have the answers, we can research and try and help you find the answers. But have a good one, and yeah, be sure to subscribe. Cheers.
Cheers then.